Hey, welcome. This is Josh Harrison, as you realize. As you probably remembered, late last year, I did a series of mental health interviews. This is definitely not one of those. So what I want to do between now and the Sky Tower, which is 18 weeks away, is to interview either as a competitor, someone that helps at the event, maybe someone that works for LBC, just to sort of talk about the event and maybe motivate some people to get out there with a bucket or come up with an idea to fundraise. So I thought, who should I talk to first and know better than the person that's won the event 6 times the last 6 times running? Is that correct, Josh?
Last 6
times.
Raced it 8 times.
Yeah. Won at 6.
Only 6.
So right on that note, like what motivates you to run in this event? I mean, do you enjoy it?
I do enjoy it. It's a really cool event. I love racing. Racing's one of my favourite things to do. But the event's really cool because it's a chance to sort of raise some money for some people who really need it, and it doesn't take a lot of my time. And yeah, it's just fun running up those stairs.
Because you up until now you've been training for an Ironman, right? Because that's what you're typically trained for.
Pretty much. Well, the first 2 years I wasn't really doing much competitive stuff, and then I started Ironman. That's when I started winning.
Yeah.
So I've always done it on the back of the back of an Ironman training. Yeah. So I've always been very lucky. Yeah. Going in very, very fit to this event.
One of the things that really humbles me from watching all the buzz at the start of the event, and I always call the top 10 guys, and you all know each other pretty well, the regulars, and it just seems to be a, you all wish each other well, at the best I suppose you can, and it's every man for himself. But I mean, the 2 guys that right behind you is Jacko and Willie.
Yeah, Jacko and Willie, and it's always still the same guys at the top, but there's heaps of new people every year, and they always have a talk to them about what their goals are, and they might have come back for their second year and how excited they are, what they learnt the previous year. It's cool talking to them all each time.
And I always tell people, you've got to sort of do it once before you actually get it. I mean, you can have these great game plans going into the climb, but I've talked to guys that are the fastest guys over 10 floors, but then they bomb out because they've gone way too quick. I mean, you hold a pretty even pace, don't you? Pretty much the whole way out.
I made the same mistake that every single person makes, is I went too fast at the start. I mean, you're all excited, you got your BA on, and you're not sort of as aware as you normally would be, and you think you're fine, and then all of a sudden, crash, legs blow out. So everyone goes too fast.
Yeah. So on that, like you talk about your legs. When people say to me, how do I train? And I say, well, what hurts first when you climb? Is it your lungs or your legs? And you've got to work either cardio for your lungs or for your legs. And for Ironman, you swam, you ran, and you rode your bike.
Yes.
Yeah. I like the rower. I think the rower is really good because you're getting the upper body for the handrails. If you can remember to hang on to the handrails while you're climbing. Yep. And sadly, as much as you love or hate running, you've got to run, right? I mean, that's just one of those ground things you've got to just ground it out.
Yeah, I think running's not particularly good for the stairs. Rower is good for your strength. The one thing I find the rower is you can't get your heart rate high enough and still pull for long enough to get fit enough. That might really make sense, but so I think cycling's the best.
Okay.
Because you can really push hard, a big gear for a long period of time.
Okay, because I had one of the guys at work make me stand up on the bike and he's just screaming at me, and oh my god, my legs just killed me. So and of course that's something you can do. You don't have to roll on the road, do you? Technically, you could have one of those little wheel things.
Wind trainer.
Wind trainer, and do it from home if you really had to.
If you were just doing it for your for your first time, just general fitness is going to be far better than any strength work. But strength work obviously works really well too. But last year I did more strength work than cardio, and I went backwards, slower time. So definitely lots of cardio.
And so where in the world have you done the stair runs? Obviously here in New Zealand.
Yeah, just the New Zealand one, and I did the New York one as well, where I won that one as well.
World Police and Fire, right?
Yeah, World Police and Fire
And
games.
you were first, and Paulie was
Paul was third, yes.
And some Spanish dude was in the middle.
He was in the middle.
Mate, I have to tell you, the first time I saw these Spanish guys, I was in the Adelaide World Police and Fire games, and it's like they win Tour de France. These guys get so excited, and I can imagine they got pretty upset when because they usually just clean the stair climbs out,
They didn't know me and Paul were coming.
Yeah,
it was good though. We got the advantage of 2 top guys pushing each other in training.
Yeah.
It was lots of fun.
And uh, one of the questions I had for you was, do you know anyone, like often, like the days turn into a real carnival. I mean, you see all the photos of the people that people are climbing for, families or other people turn up to watch their brigade members climb. I mean, it's a real festival, but and there's a lot of personal reasons for guys are doing it. Like I always say, only about 15 of you guys turn up to actually win the thing. The rest of us turn up to do it. To beat our own personal bests. I mean, I know you've got personal bests to beat, and I mean, what would be your ultimate goal for a time? I mean, you're after a sub something, aren't you?
I want a sub 8 minute. I want something with a 7, and I keep trying every year. And I think that's
high end though, I mean.
That's high end.
I mean, you actually ran it once in the corporate, didn't you? Without any gear on. I thought you were going to hammer that.
Yeah.
And you actually quite surprised me because I think you took it too easy, didn't you? You were a bit unsure.
I realised again, without all the gear on, it's a different event. Different training was required. It was just, even though it was climbing up the stairs, the same staircase, it was still a different event that required different training.
So to me, like I get offered to run in all these like normal stair climbs as in a running gear, but to me it doesn't have the appeal. There's something about having to not only get up those stairs, but to have all that gear on and to combat the fatigue and the head games and everything else that goes into that.
It requires more preparation. Like, you've got to get your gear ready. You've got a kit to bring along to the event. You're not just running up the stairs in your sand shoes.
Yeah.
I think that's why things like cycling are quite popular sports, because you've got a little piece of gear with you.
Yeah.
And what can you do to that gear to make it quick?
That's a really good point. Often I'll get asked too. Guys want to buy the lightest boots. They want to buy this. They want to buy that. And look, that does help. If you're at this end of the scale, it definitely helps. But for the average guy climbing, and I mean a guy as in girl and guy, you just got to be. You got to ride the bike. You've just got to get out there and get fit, because wearing light gear doesn't just take minutes off your time. It might take seconds, but techniques come into it. Things like foot placement on, if you can remember those things, right?
Yeah, I actually remember every time I get into training, I start remembering what I forgot last year. And sometimes you forget, and you remember halfway up the tower, whoopsie, I'm supposed to be doing this.
But it's not easy when your heart rate's at actually, what did your heart rate run at? Do you know?
I don't actually know. No. It'll be max.
I know when I get into 180 beats a minute, it's hurting.
The best tip I give anyone is make sure your heart rate's low till about level 40. If you've got a high heart rate before then, you're just gonna explode.
Wow.
Yeah. So you need to make it too easy, and it needs to feel too easy for a long time.
I don't know what I'm thinking about level 40, mate. I really don't. Hey, look, and the last actual question I've got for you, mate, is do you know anyone that's had leukemia? Like, we talked about the carnival thing, but do you know anyone that's
I've been pretty blessed in my life. I've had no real tragedy of anyone personal to me. I've been exceptionally lucky, and
that's a good thing. Touch wood that remains that way. And just to finish off, guys, just want to. Currently, the website sits at $58,824.43, which is just fantastic. 18 weeks out from the event. I know that there's been a lot of brigades hard out there over Christmas, so there's little places that everyone flocks to for summer, and they've all taken the time out to do something there. Just want to let people know that the top 4 at the moment, one is Son Oliver at 3,799, Lisa Stewart at 3,366, Matthew Cullimore at 2,269, and Jeremy Bunting at 1,700. So with 18 weeks to go, it's anyone's game. I'm not looking at the brigades just yet, but like I said, each week I'm going to jump in and we're going to interview somebody different. I've got quite a list. I think number 2 might have to be on the list since he's on my shift. It'll be easy to track him down. He's on holiday at the moment, making the most of the festive season before he's got to back into the training. But and if anyone's got any questions about fundraising or something, more than happy for you to send me a message. Find me on Facebook, send me a message, ask me a question. I'm really happy to help anyone that wants to get out there and raise a bit of money. So until next week, guys, thanks very much for tuning in, and we'll see you then. Cheers.